Major catastrophe here, folks. the tire on the pressure washer here has been flat for a long time. Long enough that whatever is making it go flat has gotten bigger, because now it doesn't even hold air for like, well, for not very long, for about a minute. So we're doing some DIYing today at home. Got the full toolkit. That's my Wilbert's go-to kit. My bug out kit, I call it. So we need to take the wheel off here. She's been sitting all winter. It's pretty dry rotted, but it is a tube type. So I'm hoping, it's my hope and dream that we can get this tire off without major catastrophe, and that we can patch it up here at home with just our DIY tools. So we're going to start at the valve stem. Use our favorite pry driver. Make sure you're not getting a hold of the tube there, because we don't want to create a hole. There we go. We didn't get a hold of the tube there. We're going to do it like this. Work our way around. We only have to pull one bead off here. No lube. Going at it dry. There we go. We're cooking with fire now. Yeah, start at the stem. That way your drop, you know, when the bead goes down in the drop center, it doesn't come over and hit your stem. So that's typically how you would do it if you were doing a, you know, bigger tire. I don't think we have any valve core tools here at home, but it's pretty well flat. See if we can't get a hold of that little fella. Come here, little guy. These little tires are more of a pain than the big tires. That's for sure. Boy, that sucker fits tight to that rim. Mother! Can't get my freaking arthritic knuckles to work around that thing. Come on, little guy. That's it. Video's over, folks. Thanks for watching. Mother of pearl. There we go. You just gotta quit being a puss. Get a hold of that thing. She still does have a fair amount of hair. At the shop, I would use our extractor. It just creates a venturi across the top of the valve core and sucks the air out of the tire, so to speak. Just creates a low pressure system. And like I said, I don't even think I got any valve core tools here. This is real world. We're in the wild. Ta-ta-ta-ta. So now, oh, look at this sucker's already been fixed one time. We should have marked where the valve stem was, but we didn't because we're rookies. Why is that important? Well, it's important because, let's say, for example, you find a hole in the tube here. You want to be able to check that portion of the tire. You know what I mean? And if we don't know where it was in relationship to the tire, well, we can't really check the tire. So we'll just run our hands around inside there. It's usually smart to do that with a little hanky, because if there is like a thorn or something sticking through, it'll usually will snag the hanky. Or it'll snag your finger and you'll bleed, but usually if there's something sharp, a little tiny something pointing, it'll grab that rag where you might miss it with your finger. So, but let's be honest, where does the pressure washer go? It doesn't really go that far. It's not like we're off-roading with the thing. The thing literally has less than a mile on it, I bet. That's my guess. Oh, I have to unplug that. Oh, I hear it. Ooh. Oh, the dang tube's getting pretty rough looking too. Hear that? So there's our hole. Right there. Interesting. I hate the smell of inner tubes. Stink. Let's let the air back out of it here. We don't have anything to mark it with. It's right above the 5 in the 500-6. Okay. Yep, it's right up here. Kind of hard to see when you deflate them. I did bring home some patching stuff. So I've got that right here. Got a little bit of cleaner. What are you doing, doggy? Huh? I hope it's not too windy out to record this for you. Alright, we got our rubber nice and clean. We'll get the old Fast Dry Tire Cement. Not a sponsor. We'll just twirl it around. Now we have to let that dry. And then we're going to use your classic Tech 2-way mini round tube repair. Just these little fellas. You could probably use whatever you got. This is what we have. You know, if you pick up a tube kit downtown or bicycle tube repair kit or anything. You gotta wait for that to dry. I'm very impatient. Should've left it alone, dude. Of course, I have no idea where it is. I know it's up there above the 5. That's where you should have gotten a bigger patch, fella. You can just hit a bigger area. We'll take this. Oh, let's see. Can we kind of see it? Negative. We're going to hope that we hit it. We're giving it the old poke and hope. It was above the 5 here. And there it is. Now we're going to have the old classic patch stitcher, they call it. We'll get her all stitched on there. Usually I do that until that plastic coating starts to kind of crack loose on top of the patch. See if you can't get a hold of it. Oh, it's like peeling off skin from a sunburn. You want to eat it? Can't eat that stuff. Yes, you can. Tastes like chicken. There we are. We're all done. Hopefully we hit the mark. I guess we could put a little toot of air in it. And this is what they look like when they're quite a bit older. Let me put a little more air in there. So there it is. She's all stretched out, all patched up. Oh, there's something rolling around in there. Yeah, we could dunk it in water, but we're not gonna. I think we're good. That was a pretty big leak it had, and it was going down pretty quick, so I'll get the air back out of this, and then we will reinstall it here. Boy, you can see daylight through this thing. It's pretty shot. It's probably time for a new tire. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it down here, but you can see daylight through this portion of the tire, which is right here. So yeah, it's cracked straight through. It's just these cheap Chinese. That's a DeWalt pressure washer, but we'll see. Let's so you got to get your tube back in there without getting it wadded up and pinched. It's going to look pretty terrible how I'm putting it in, but Trust me. We'll get her laying straight. We just got to get it down in initially. Make sure your valve stem is the correct way up. If it's offset on the tube, we're going to stick the valve stem side down in first, because we don't want to go on the hunt for that little fella. Of course, I've got nothing here to hold it in the hole. This cap's too small, and then we'll just have to work our way around and push it around the rim. But like I say, make sure you don't have a twist in it or have it folded. Why, it's a tight little sucker. There we go. Yee-haw. She's all the way around. Give her a look. And then now when you put your tire back on, you want to make sure the last part you put on is at the valve stem. Because like I say, when the drop center goes down and in, you don't want it to, you know, to kink off your valve stem. So just make sure the last piece that flicks on is at the valve stem. If that makes sense to you. And I think it does. Give her a little shot of air. We want to let the air out between the tire and the wheel, or between the tire and the tube. Even though this tire has enough holes in it, it would let it out on its own. 30 psi it says. We'll switch over to a proper apparatus. These are just a pain to use when the tire's low. Alright, let's get a gauge. Because right now, we're only at about 28. Put a little lube on your shaft there. Stick that back on. There we are. Ta-da! Ready for another few hundred miles. Got some freaking Neil on here, man. Need to get a lift for this thing. Oh, let's see, because we got another project to do here. 28 psi. When you're good, you're good. There we go. We're golden. Lucky guess, huh? All right, so the next step, project numero 20 for our Spanish viewers, we have to replace the gas tank, because I'm a ding dong. I'm a ding dong. So we got a brand new gas tank for it. You'll see what happened. I gave it a little what's up right out of the back of the truck. So we don't really like talking about this, but if you throw the pressure washer in the back of your truck, and then you get talking to a guy, and then you get in your truck and you leave, and then, you know, the whole tailgate up down thing, and you pull out on Main Street, and that's what happens. So here we are. It punched some holes in it, so I've only been able to run it like at a half a tank. Otherwise, it, you know, you get the gas shower with it. I went on the www.ebay.com, or I went on the internet.com, and found us a gas tank, which happened to come from Flea Bay. We're hoping it's right. It appears to be. It's got 2 studs. Move these nuts. A little nipple there, a little spot there. I think it's going to be easy to do. It's got this oddly satisfying stuff here we'll leave on. Let's get after it, boys. I'm guessing she's metric. Let's have a gander at the 12 mil, and it is. Get us a little bit of an extension here. We got the hose out, so let's use it. Oops, there's that one. And then a couple on the edge here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to go old-fashioned. We're gonna give it the old-fashioned handy here. Probably not too big a deal. That one we're gonna have to go more old-fashioned. Almost Amish. Little wrench. There it is. I think that's it. And you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. She's got one on the back side here. And the plot thickens more with the pressure washer because the pump is junk. We're almost at the point we should have bought a new one. But this was still more cost effective to fix this one. Plus the engine runs well. Oh boy, we're gonna get pee-peed on a little. Have yourself an approved container ready. Okay, just like that. Switch hands. Hardly spilled a drop. Set it to the side. Sure would be great if working on cars was this easy, wouldn't it? Stupid cars. That's what I always say. Stupid cars. Oh, this one's a little different. Let's see. Well, where's our wonder pliers? Here we go. Get a hold of this fella. See if we can't slide that down. That worked better. That worked better, fella. There we are. Hey, easy there, fella. Be nice. He's got a big thing. He doesn't really like cats. Even my cat. I imagine one day he might eat him. All right, there we go. That's it. We'll put it together. Of course, we'll get the torque specs on this also. Oh, you better be the same thread, you mother-loving eBay frickin' knockoff junk. You're gonna straight up piss me off if it's not. Oh, that's okay, you're good. We're good. We're friends. I just can't get it started. That's all. What a piece of poo. That thing is in there so flippin' cockeyed. We're gonna have to, well, when we tighten it down, it'll bend straight. Should have bought genuine OEM. Here I am, like all my ding-dong customers. We put on my eBay parts? Absolutely not. Why not? Because this situation right here. It's only in tin. It'll pull itself straight, trust me. Trust me, he says. You can't trust this guy. Come on, Weston. It's no longer 12, folks. Get over here. So I'm just snugging these up a little bit to get the tank down on its perch over here. Oh, kitty. That poor cat. Come on, leave that cat alone. You too. You hear me? You're not even supposed to be outside. You're supposed to be getting healed up. It hurt his leg. Now he's limping. Poor guy. Had to go to the vet. Where were we? There's that one. She's nice and snug. Look at this little fella. There it is. We'll come back and torque them all to factory specs. We just want to get it snugged up for right now. There it is. She's ready to rock and roll. We can put a little gas in it. Should be good. Get a funnel from out of the barn. Wipe out the mouse turds. Oh, fuel level. In case you can't tell. She looks good. Stick that on there. Because we're not going to let the old stale gas in this one go to waste. If we can. If we can save it. Oops, we're pee-peeing a little. Oh, this one's way better. This one has a little thing in it, tether. We'll save that. Better. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Well, I don't see it running straight out the bottom, so that's good. I do wonder if the OEM cap will fit. Because the thing is, you take this to the car show or to the pressure washer show, and you're running an aftermarket cap, they're going to take off points. Not no more. We'll trick the judges. Turn the gas on, we'll choke it out. Full throttle. Runs like a champ. Now this is the part that really stings. Because I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened. I kind of know. I'll give you a guess. It gets really cold in New York. And it's not a 15 millimeter. It is a 14. And guess what ding dong? Must not have drained the water out of it all the way. Yeah, that's right, this guy. So guess what? That costs a few bucks. Let's see. Oh, that's 1/4 inch drive. A little bit of a screw up on my part. I swear that I drained this because I knew I was going to leave it outside under the lean-to over the winter. And then I'm always pretty conscientious about winterizing it and everything else. It must be I didn't. Or didn't do it right. I did something wrong. And I fired it up the other day after I bought a new spark plug for it because the wood splitter wouldn't run. So I had to steal the spark plug out of this to put in the wood splitter, so I got a new spark plug for it, put it in it, fired it up. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wash my truck. And next thing I know, I'm like, man, something ain't right. And I looked over and there was a geyser of oil coming out. It was spraying out of everything. Oil and water are all mixed in here now, so I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if it's a seal or what the story is. It's a AAA pump, 3,800 PSI, right full of frickin' water now in the pump. So I always have big ambitious dreams of like, well, we'll fix it. We'll get a seal kit for it or whatever. But let's be honest, I probably won't. So it was easier just to order a whole new pump. They're a little on the spendy side, but like I say, this engine runs really well. So I'm not gonna trash that one yet. I'll pop it apart. I mean, because if it's a cheap fix and parts are available, we'll fix that one and keep it for a backup. But maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe it just broke, but I doubt it. I'm sure it's probably something to do with water and freezing temperatures. So we got a brand new 3,800 PSIs of pumping power. Oh, important before starting. The keyway's on the bottom here. Let's see if we can't guide me in. Oh, look at that. Hit it first try, baby. So, kind of stinks to have to do it like this, but we'll do what we gotta do. I think we got them all started. Torque setting number 1. Oh. There it is. And we'll come back through with an actual torque wrench here. Oh. There it is. Must be just how she is. What does it say here? Warning, before starting engine, remove the red shipping plug from the top of the pump and install the breather cap. Feels like we're gonna get rained on here if we don't put a little hitch in our giddy up here, get going. I guess we don't want a hitch in our giddy up. We just gotta put a little giddy up in our giddy up or we're gonna get wet. Here's a guy who could be using a screwdriver. So we gotta remove that. Install the breather plug that says oil. It has oil in it. Oh yeah. She's right to the full mark. It's full of oil. I'm surprised they can ship it like that. There we are. We will glance through the AAA instructions on the triplet pumps. Maybe they've got a schematic in here on a breakdown. I kind of doubt it. But I'm going to read this, make sure there's nothing we're supposed to do prior to doing this. Oh yeah, right here. Here's your torque spec. 14 to 17 foot-pounds. We did them at 19, so that's close enough. So no real special instructions. It says they recommend using the Simpson premium pump crankcase oil. If not available, use the 15 Dub 40 every 50 hours, or after the first 50 hours, and then every 100 hours, or every 3 months thereafter. And then it has a special Simpson pump guard, part number 80130, or equivalent when storing the unit for more than 30 days, or when exposed to freezing temperatures. And it says it's environmentally friendly. I think what we'll do is this winter, if I'm gonna, it's usually at the shop, but this winter I store it out in a lean-to. What I'll do is I'll just unbolt the pump. I mean, let's be honest, it's 4 bolts. We'll just put it in the basement. You know, something. We'll just bring it inside, so we ain't got to worry about it, and everybody will be happy at that point. So let's see if it works. And then, like I say, I'm gonna throw this one right back in the box, just in case we can buy parts for it, because like I say, this sucker was kind of spendy, but it was still cheaper than a whole new pressure washer, even after buying a gas tank. Hope the little Honda doesn't let me down now. Well, I just shoved it back under lean-to. I checked for the weather. I checked the weather, and we still have a few more days in the upcoming days that are going to be below freezing, and I don't feel like taking it off or putting it inside, so I'm just going to wait. I'm assuming the pump's gonna work. I really hope it does, and we know it runs and everything. So instead of taking a chance of, you know, having it freeze up here in just the next few days, I'm gonna wait. And then just because I'm lazy, let's be honest. So anyhow, don't be lazy. Leave a comment. Check you guys around.